He is a light, light of the world, and he shines all over the
Wow,
earth.
Clark. Are you still excited from VBS?
Well, yes, I am. You know, I am a certified cave instructor now.
That's great, Clark. Maybe you can tell the children here some of the things you learned from your class.
Yes, well, let's start with the basics. A cave is a naturally occurring area or space under the surface of the earth. Caves are often a system of interconnected passages created by the weathering of rock.
So basically, caves are rooms and tunnels found completely underground.
That's right, Katie. Caves can be formed by many geological processes, including chemical reactions, erosions from water, tectonic and volcanic forces, microorganisms, and pressure.
Is that why there are so many different types of caves?
Oh, yes. Let's see. There are primary caves, sea caves, corrosional caves, glacier caves,
Clark?
fracture caves.
Clark? I was thinking more of maybe telling the kids about the things we find in caves that make it similar but different, like stalagmites and stalactites.
Good point, Katie. Well, yes, you see, a stalagmite is created when the mineral-rich water droplets fall onto the cave floor, leaving mineral deposits that grow to become pillar-like formations.
Stalagmites stand mightily on the floor.
And stalactites are created by the continuous dripping of mineral-rich water, which little by little leaves the minerals behind, causing the stalactite to lengthen.
Stalactites hang tightly from the ceiling.
That's a good way to remember that, Katie. Stalactites and stalagmites can eventually join to form a column. However, they grow very slowly, around an inch every 100 years.
Because of the way the water shapes the cave and grows the stalactites, stalagmites, and columns. No two caves ever look the same.
Yes! And although you might think that caves are useless, they have been used throughout human history as shelter, for burials, and as religious sites. Many archaeological treasures and ancient paintings have been found in caves around the world.
Jesus made the caves, and they are fun to explore. Clark, let's tell the children about some of God's creatures that we might find on our caving expeditions.
Yes, well, there are fish, because sometimes caves have lakes in them.
Clark,
And there are salamanders, of course.
Clark,
Oh, and there are spiders, which are good because...
Clark,
Yes, Katie, did I forget something?
bat,
Bat?
bat.
Oh, yes, of course, bats. There are bats in the cave, but not to worry.
Clark, there's a fruit bat on your head. Oh no, Clark, it's just a fruit bat. You don't need to be afraid.
Well, the cave is dark and I feel scared.
You know, in the Bible there's a story about David being afraid.
Really? King David from the Bible?
Yes. He had just been anointed king to replace the disobedient King Saul. And even though young David had fought Goliath and through Jesus won, David was very afraid when King Saul became ragefully jealous and tried to kill David multiple times.
Oh, wow! That would be scary. At least David didn't have to stay in a cave.
The Bible says that's exactly where David fled to. Psalms 57 tells us how Jesus prayed for safety from his enemies while he hid in a cave, away from Saul.
Really?
Yes. In David's prayer, he glorified God. Verses 9 through 11 say, I will praise you, O Lord, among the peoples. For your mercy reaches unto the heavens, and your truth unto the clouds. Be exalted, O God, above the heavens. Let your glory be above all the earth.
Hey, that sounds like what we learned in VBS this week. That Jesus is the light of the world.
Yes, Clark, that's exactly right. And even when we feel afraid and alone, we know that Jesus gives us his
Hope, courage, direction, love, power. I remember now.
If we focus on praising Jesus, who is the light of our world, even when we are scared and alone, then he will fill us with his hope, courage, direction, power, and love.
That's awesome! Well, kiddos, we hope you enjoyed our children's story. You may go and collect the offering now.
Be sure to say thank you and shine the light of Jesus. Happy Sabbath, everyone!